What does the supply chain advantage look like? Start with 12,000 experienced teammates. Add the precision of 20 modern distribution centers, the reach of one of the nation's largest fleets, merchandising solutions that drive sales, and custom technology applications that make doing business easy. Together, it's how we enable you to buy better, sell smarter, and profit more. McLean, your supply chain advantage in action.
Hi, and welcome back to CSP TV's coverage of the NACS Show. Today I'm in the Candler Park neighborhood of Atlanta and at the Candler Park Market, where I caught up with the manager and co-owner Greg Hutchins, who told me a little bit about the long history of this site and how he's built himself a reputation for knowing a little bit about wine and beer. Greg, I want to thank you for joining us. Now, this is a site that has quite a history, and you and your partners came in, cleaned it up, and really made it into something different. What were your goals, and what did you have to put into that?
Our goals were to embrace some of the idea that was already here, it being an older neighborhood and an eclectic neighborhood, and to really put our efforts into making it the quintessential neighborhood corner market. So when we first came in, the store had fallen to somewhat of disrepair, so the first thing we had to do was clean up the interior and the exterior, mainly by getting rid of some of the old ink vending machines that were out there and creating a more inviting space for people to come in and shop. Almost as if it was a home that you might want to come into and visit the people that were there. Yeah. That's why we put out the chairs and the flowers and the plants to give it, like a curb appeal like you would your house. Yeah.
You mentioned making it really a neighborhood store. It sounds like you've got some pretty regular customers, people that you've gotten to know. How has that helped out?
Knowing your customers, I can't overstate the importance of that. People want to go where they're known, and especially in this day and age where everything is so corporate and you go somewhere and you won't know someone from one day to the next. Knowing your customers is absolutely vital. They can come in here and we know their names. We know if they forget something, we'll probably know what it is that they've forgotten. People enjoy that personal touch. Yeah. Absolutely.
You've also really made a name for yourselves for your beer and wine selection. How did that evolve?
Oddly enough, my understanding is the beer and wine came about because of an adjacent restaurant across the street. When they first opened, they didn't have a license to sell alcohol. So their customers requested from us to bring in beer and wine so that they could bring it over there. And it just evolved from there.
I talked to one customer outside just as you walked up, and he said, "There's my wine guy. He answers all my questions." Did you know that coming into this gig, or did you kind of learn it?
No, that's been a learning process. I dabbled a little bit in it, but I can't say my knowledge is very extensive prior to that. But it's something I found that I really enjoyed doing.
Tell me about what you guys have done with food service in here. It looks like you really got something built for the lunch crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. The deli is what we put in. We started that about 5 years ago, and the key to us was to create something that isn't your normal everyday sandwich, if you will. The bread comes from a local bakery. The produce comes from a local farmer's market, and it's all hand prepared. The food prep is done on site. Nothing's bagged. Tomatoes cut fresh, and the meats are all sliced fresh as well. So, what we wanted to achieve was a really good, clean sandwich. Not a ton of fuss, but made with really great ingredients.
Right. Well, if you're interested in getting a first-hand look at the Candler Park Market, come on down to 1642 McClendon Avenue. Reporting for CSP TV, I'm Steve Holtz.
What does the supply chain advantage look like? Start with 12,000 experienced teammates. Add the precision of 20 modern distribution centers, the reach of one of the nation's largest fleets, merchandising solutions that drive sales, and custom technology applications that make doing business easy. Together, it's how we enable you to buy better, sell smarter, and profit more. McLean, your supply chain advantage in action.